Hello, 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 and welcome to this free training, this amazing lesson on how to create killer productivity in under 2 minutes per day. 2 minutes, okay? I'm super psyched and excited to have you here, and without further ado, let's jump right in because that's how I roll. I honor your time. Okay, before we're gonna jump into the actual 10 ways, the first thing that I'd like to talk about is why you're not having that, right? What's the reason behind it? What's stopping you? What's preventing you from having that killer productivity and motivation on a daily basis? Why? Because it's crucial to understanding how the 10 ways actually work. Okay, so we're gonna go into that first and then the actual 10 ways and then how you can actually apply it to your own business and life. Okay, so you are in the right place if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner or a professional who just loves what you do, sincerely, truly. If you're driven, if you're soul-centered, heart-centered, and you're doing great things in the world, yet you feel like your productivity is suffering, right? You feel like you are not really on your top A game every single day. And these are the things that you might be experiencing. I'm gonna take a look at my notes right now. Right, so you might be overscheduling yourself and not accomplishing tasks, right? To actually have a whole bunch of them and then feeling like crap at the end of the week because instead of fulfilling them all, you have like 10 that are overdue that you have to postpone to the next week and you just feel really crappy about it, right? Or you're underscheduling yourself and you're not meeting your goals. Or you are procrastinating, right? What is procrastinating? What's procrastination is when you have a whole bunch of things planned and yet it's like 2-3 p.m. and you haven't even started anything yet, right? Or you just started but just the most important stuff is always in the background, right? Then you are postponing difficult or most important things that will move the needle in your business or in your life or in any goal that you have, right? If you have a goal, those important things that need to get done that actually move the needle, that actually matter, you're postponing them, right? Which means that you're also focusing on small tasks, things that are not that important, and you feel really overwhelmed because it feels like you're doing a lot of things, but not a lot of things getting done, right? Or you are overworking and you're feeling anxious and stressed, right? So your days look more of like 10-hour, 15-hour kind of days of work, and then 3 days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday, you already feel burned out, overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious because there's still half a week left and there's still a whole bunch of things left, and yet you have absolutely no desire, motivation, or want whatsoever to do the things that need to get done, okay? How about scrolling through social media? Who does that? Who did that? Sometimes, I still sometimes do that, right? We get caught in that, but getting distracted all the time, right? With different things. Oh, conversation with my mom, with my husband or wife, or with my partner or anything else, my kids, and you get distracted on a regular basis, mostly through social media, especially if you're a business owner and entrepreneur, right? Or professional who's promoting yourself. Social media can be really distracting. Getting things done and the last minute, right? The last minute, you have your deadline, things cannot wait anymore, and so boom, you jump in and you have that productivity and you get things done, but then you realize you could have done it better, and you realize that maybe you could have done it earlier and then enjoyed your evening, your vacation, free time with your kids, with your family, with your husband, with your employees, with your clients, whatever, or on your own and go to a spa. Instead, you procrastinated through the entire time, and then the last minute you're doing the things, right? Or you are just being completely submerged into your business, right? So you are in your business, or in your career, which means that all the other areas of life are actually struggling. So you might be struggling with your relationship, you might be struggling with your health, with your body, you might be struggling with connecting to yourself, you might be struggling with finances, even though you're submerged in your business, right? So it's a place where you feel dissatisfied and unhappy generally, where you just continue going and doing. And so at the end of the day, you might lack that motivation, you might lack that desire to do things. Why? Because you're completely submerged in your business. And the last one is probably not the least, definitely, you're just struggling with time management. You don't know how to manage time properly, when everything gets done properly, in its time, on its turn, within your schedule, right? So those are the things. So you're in the right place if you're struggling with one, some, or all of these things, right? And that's also okay. So I don't want you to think that you're a complete loser, because that's normal. There's so many, I don't think there's anybody, maybe besides like Tony Robbins or something like that, who doesn't struggle with any of this at some kind of a point in their life or in some degree, right? So it's okay. We're gonna get through this, I promise, right? So with all of these things, with all of these things that's going on, what's generally happening in your life is that you feel dissatisfied, right? You're not really reaching your goals. You're struggling to reach your goals, or you're sacrificing things to reach your goals. You obviously feel stressed, overwhelmed, and anxious all the time, right? There's a lot of dissatisfaction with your results, with yourself, right? A lot of doubt of self-worthiness and deservability and capability, right? Imposter syndrome. Am I even, who am I to do these things? Am I even like the right person to do these things, right? Like, am I worthy of those things? Am I deserving those things? Am I smart enough? Good enough? Experienced enough? Like, am I doing something wrong? What's wrong with me, right? So there's a lot of these kind of negative feelings that get involved with these types of behavior, right? A lot of lack of self-confidence starting appearing, and then you're not really keeping promising to yourself, and that also sucks. So you just feel really dissatisfied with yourself, and you start blaming yourself and kind of like being mean to yourself, right? So this is the general consensus. So if that's you, then you're in the right place, because what I'm going to teach you today is how to get from that place to having your killer productivity, daily productivity, motivation, when you actually feel like you have fire up your ass. I love this, because that's truly how you feel. You feel like you're fired up, you feel like you're excited, you feel like you're motivated, you feel like you're happy and joyous and fun and free, and you go ahead and you do these things and you do them powerfully and you make power moves and you get shit done. Like, that's how I'm gonna teach you exactly the ways of how to feel all of this on a daily basis today. So stay tuned, right? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, folks. So first and foremost, I want to talk about is the why. Why you are not feeling the productivity. Why you're not motivated on a daily basis. Why there's a lack in the first place, and you feeling all these things that I told you that you felt, right, at some point, or some of these things. Why are we talking about this? Because without understanding the why, the reasons behind this, you cannot really work on those things. You're not gonna adopt the ways, because you don't understand what they're gonna do for you. You don't understand what's the science behind it. You're not gonna feel, your brain is not gonna feel like, well, why? It's gonna feel like, why are we doing this in the first place? It just feels like another to-do thing on your humongous to-do list anyways, right? So it's crucial to understanding why you're experiencing this. So there are three reasons why. Reason number one is your limiting belief. Reason number one is your limiting belief. Let me explain this to you, because this is grand, this is huge. So our subconscious brain, right, the brain that operates, that literally dictates all of our lives, this is scientifically proven, 97% of our behavior is habitual. That means that you have neuron pathways in your brain. This is super important, you guys, so please pay attention right now. You might take a piece of paper and a pen and start writing this down, right? So we have the neuron pathways in our brain that get formed from the moment we're born, right? And as we go through life, and as we learn new things and how things operate and how people operate and how the world operates, we create those neuron pathways. So the neuron pathways that have been created and repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated, which are your behaviors and habits, right? Imagine, just think of your neuron pathways as like roads and paths and highways, right? So those 97% of your habitual behavior, it's the highways. So for your brain, when it comes to decision making, right, and behaving in a particular way, it has a million of highways already done, built, and ridden by you a gazillion of times. So every single time it comes to a circumstance or a situation that's familiar, it just jumps right into this highway. There's no question, there's no stopping, it just booms, goes right this way, right? So your subconscious brain develops from the moment you're born, and even the moment when you were conceived and being a little child and you know, in your mother's womb, till the age of your 7. Some say 6, some say 7, but about 7 years old, which means that your front lobe brain, your actual conscious mind, and the conscious mind is what you think on a regular basis, what comes to your head, things and thoughts that you're focusing and concentrating on. That's your conscious brain. So your conscious brain doesn't get developed up until you're 7 and later on. So subconscious brain is just literally like imagine it as a white piece of paper And everybody, usually the primary caretakers, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your teacher, your elementary teacher, your neighbor, whoever had any kind of access to you when you were little, they were just freely writing on that empty page, creating your subconscious mind. Now, so the conscious mind is what thinks that it creates our reality, but it's not true. Our subconscious mind creates our reality, right? 97% of our behavior is habitual. So creates our reality, and with this reality, it creates our habits, it creates our decision, our thoughts that actually gets filtered and get into our conscious mind. It creates the way we behave. That's create our decisions and the results that we have in our life, right? And you can't control it because it was written by someone else, not you. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So with this, why is this important? Because your subconscious brain controls the way you experience the outcomes that you experience in your normal life. Because thoughts, because decisions, because actions. And your subconscious brain is based upon what? Upon your beliefs. So if you're creating all of this things that I talked in the beginning, right? Procrastination, not fulfilling a task, overworking, overscheduling, all of these things. If you're creating this, that means that those are based on your limiting beliefs that were given to you when you were a kid. What are those? Very simple. Things like, I'm not worthy, right? Something happened in my childhood where I had to continuously, people were telling me, oh, you know, like, stop talking. You want, the kids want to be seen but not heard, right? Oh my gosh, you're like silly or you're stupid. Why can't you just do things normally? Why don't you understand that you can't touch this, right? Why can't you understand that you can't do this? Like you're not, you're just not really smart, or God will punish you for that, or whatever. All these things, right? Which were not said in a bad way, so to speak. Our parents or caregivers, they weren't really meaning like bad things for us, but this is just the way they were raised, so they were giving these things to us. So what appeared to be for you is that creating this pattern where you have to achieve something to prove that you're not a bad person, to prove that you're worthy of love, to prove that you actually exist, so to speak, right? So this behavior, this belief creates this pattern of overdoing and overachieving, because you have to consistently prove that you're worthy of the outcome that you deserve, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Things like I'm not deserving, things like I'm not good enough, right? I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not experienced enough, right? This comes from our belief that we cannot stand out, right? Because if we stand out, then in some cultures it's dangerous to be sent out, because if you stand out, then you are selfish. You only think about yourself, right? You just like a smart ass, or whatever it is that you were told when you were little, right? You don't want to stand out. So it's kind of like, well, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for me to do that, right? Or I'm being labeled as a bad person if I do that. So I'm not really good enough to be in that place. Or when you get comparison, right? Oh, look at this girl, Allison. Sorry if there are any Allisons here, right? Look at this girl, Allison, that's in the first grade, and she's doing better than you at math. Look how great she is. Look how clean she is. Look how organized she is. So you feel like, okay, Allison is good. The way I am is not good enough. So I'm going to create all of this overwhelm and overwork and all this other things so I can prove to myself that I'm not good enough and what I do. So I'll kind of punish myself in order to become good enough. So I have to put extra work, be super extra hard work to prove to people that I am actually good enough, right? But the trick here is that you never get to a place. You'll never get to a place where you're good enough, right? Because you grow, you get to the next level, and there are people who are above you. So you'll never, it's a really, really dark pattern, really, really dark limiting belief that creates a lot of overburn, creates a lot of dissatisfaction, negativity, depression, right? That. So not enough, I don't deserve, right? I don't deserve my goals. I don't deserve because I'm also a bad person. I was a bad kid at some point, right? So I don't deserve. I need to deserve something. So I got to do a whole bunch of things, create a whole bunch of things, put in extra work so I can deserve my goal, right? And there's a whole bunch of others. There's so many of a limiting identity belief that you have that run your subconscious brain, right? If you think about it, as roots of a tree. You're a tree, right? You're this beautiful tree with this big core and beautiful trunk and leaves and flowers and all. And so your identity believes are roots. So if the roots are rotten, so to speak, if they're bad and sick and whatnot, your tree is not going to flourish. It's not going to have a very big, huge trunk. It's not going to have this core, right? It's not going to withstand a storm, right? This is how, just think about it that way. So it's extremely important to understand that if you know the how, if you know the what you need to do and how you need to do and the things like the 10 ways to create the productivity, but deep inside you have the belief that you are not really worthy, deserving, capable, valuable, enough, or any other limiting beliefs, then you will create and recreate those experiences that you are having right now. Right? You'll take those ways that I'll give you, you'll apply them to your life, but you won't be able to run for long with them because of those underlining the foundation, the roots of your identity, right? So this is the reason number one. So it's limiting belief. Reason number two, what do I have for reason number two? Okay, reason number two is your goal. Your goals, I should say. So if you're watching this video and you're an entrepreneur and a business person or a professional who just loves their job, chances are you already know what your goals are. Chances are you already know what your visions are. Chances are you're pretty clear on those things, right? Especially in the business area, right? But what might happen here is this. What might happen is that you're focusing only on your like big goals, right? Business goals, like entrepreneur kind of like, how can I create? How can I develop? How can I help more people? How can I create a bigger impact? Make more money, right? Be successful in my area. Like if you're, let's say a sportsman or a sportswoman, right? Or like an athlete or something like this, how can I just achieve those things, right? So we tend to focus a lot, and I get it because I am an entrepreneur, so I get those things, right? So we tend to focus a lot on like this one goal, and we're zooming in when what is really happening on the background is that your other areas of life are seriously struggling. So when they are seriously struggling, then what ends up happening is that you put in so much work in this one goal in one area, completely neglecting everything else. And that area of life is going to call your attention, get your attention, and probably in the way that you won't like. It could be your health, right? So you're doing all these things and getting to your goals and like getting overwhelmed and burnt out and whatnot, right? So your body's like, hey, pay attention to me. I need some rest. I need some meditation. I need a vacation. I need a spa. I need healthy eating. Stop just eating on the go. I need some things, right? So your brain, and trust me with that, does everything for a reason. There's always something to protect you from something. So when you're doing all these things and your body's like, hello, I'm struggling here. Can we pay attention to me for a sec here? Right? Your brain is going to get that red signal and you're going to start sabotaging yourself, right? You're going to get sabotaging yourself it's going to get more difficult and more difficult and more difficult to keep the motivation, to keep the productivity going and flowing, to achieve your results. It's going to get harder and harder and harder because your brain is going to continuously sabotage you so you can start paying attention to the goal that is more important as of right now. A lot of my clients don't realize that. A lot of my clients don't realize that, right? So a lot of my clients come in and talk to me about like, how can I get self-confident? How can I get results in my business? Like, how can I get those limiting beliefs, right? Just like completely get rid of them. How can I get to a bigger, higher financial goal while like nourishing my relationship? How can I get more clients? How I can launch my new chocolate bars, right? And create that. And what we end up working on is, okay, are you taking care of yourself? Like, what are those things that you're doing right now? Because it ends up happening that they're not having the results where they want to have because there are other major life areas which completely struggle. And so one more time, I'm going to repeat this. This is crucial for you to understand, is that life area, whether it is a relationship, if your relationship, marriage is falling apart, or you're not satisfied at all, you don't have a partner, and you struggle in that area because this is what you truly want, and it's missing, you're going to have to put 10 times more energy and effort in your business than if you were to focus, at least partially focus on that area at the same time with your business, right? because that area will get fulfilled, and then you'll just get so much energy and you'll be so aligned. Then you'll go and you'll easily get the flow that you want to get. So you'll get your motivation and you get your productivity super, super easy. I hope that makes sense. So step number 3, so step number 1, let me just repeat, is going to be your limiting beliefs, right? And your subconscious brain controlling you. I'm just going to take this away. Step number 2 is going to be your goals, that you're focusing on the right goals, the real right goals that behind you. And step number 3, not even step number 3, right? But the reason number 3 is your big why. And we have about 10 more minutes, guys, left. 10 more minutes and we'll be done, right? The reason number 3 is your big why. What is motivation and productivity? Motivation and productivity is your vision. Is how you connect it to your goal and to why are you reaching this goal? Why is this important? What is reaching this goal going to give you? And what's that going to give you once you reach it? And what's that going to give you once you reach it, right? What is the big reason? Why are you getting into all of these things? Because entrepreneurship and reaching your goals and business and running your business and be successful in the area that you truly love is difficult, right? It's not difficult. It requires a lot of attention, a lot of focus, a lot of determination, a lot of consistency, right? Audacity. It requires a lot of things. So if you're not connected to your why and you big like, why am I freaking doing this thing? Because life is going to throw things in your face. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be complicated. You're going to cry in the bathroom, feel like, why am I in this place in the first time? Right? Why am I in this place in the first place? Right? So the big connection to your why, what I call the big motivational factor. We spend an entire session with my clients, my group clients, my private clients on this, and we continuously bring it on, continuously bring it on, continuously bring it on, because it's super crucial. No wonder all the top success coaches and any good coaches, any 1% of super successful 7-figure earning coaches, entrepreneurs, and business people, they all talk about this. Listen to this. It's extremely important. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Is your why because you want to be successful? I want to be successful. I want to prove to someone that I want to have a business. I want to have money. What do you want? Money. That's not your why. You will never get your goals if your motivational factor is money. That's not true. Money is going to give you something. What is it going to give you? And why is this thing important to you? Right? Dig into that. This is crucial for your motivation. Crucial. Right? So reason number 3 is your why. If you're not clear on your why, you're not going to go far. Okay? So I hope this was really important. Now that you know all the 3 big reasons of why you're experiencing everything that you're experiencing, and why you don't have the motivation, why you don't have the productivity on a daily basis to reach your goals effortlessly in your business and in your life, so you can actually go and enjoy your life while you're building your business or building your career, right? And reaching your goals. Because this is important. Because if not, then why are we doing this in the first place? So now, take your pen and paper and let's write down those amazing 10 steps. So, write down the sentence. In order for you to change in your pathways, meaning to give your brain, this is also very important, a moment to stop, and instead of going into that highway that it's gone gazillion ways before, we're gonna need to recreate a separate pathway. Just a pathway first, right? And it's gonna be difficult in the beginning, but you'll get there, right? Our first path, and we're gonna need our brain to give a second to recognize that there are 2 ways now. The highway is the easiest way, but there's also a pathway that leads to different results. The results that we actually really want, right? So we're gonna create that different pathway, that actual neuron pathway in your brain scientifically, and then the way that you can rewire your brain and create those new pathways is 2 things. Thing number 1, you gotta know exactly what you want to rewire. So what it is that you want, the actual results that you want, right? That's why we're so important to talk about the goal, the vision, and the productivity, and the big why. And step number 2, you have to physically change something in your body. Physically, chemically change something in the body. That's how it works. The only way to change your patterns, the only way to change your habits, the only way to create new neuron pathways and destabilize your limiting beliefs and create new ones, even baby ones, is by physically changing how your body is at the moment. This is why, okay? This is super important, and you can understand why I said this once I start telling you what the steps are. Step number 1, ready? Let's go. 10 steps. Steps number 1, dancing. Ta-da-da-da-dum. Of course it is dancing, right? So not just any dancing, but dancing under like a super motivational kind of like excited music that just gets you fired up, right? And as you do that, I want you to repeat the things in your head that you actually want to change. Right? So if you want the productivity and you want the motivation, get to your goals, repeating your goals and desires and dreams, repeating your motivation, why you want to do this, and then go and jump. So in your head, you're doing that, you're repeating this, right? Hey, like my goal is to help 1 million women by 2025 to step into their full power, right? And create the desires that they want to create, to create the reality they want to create through my transformational coaching. And go and dance, and go and dance, right? And as you're jumping and dancing and you're repeating this, your body physically is changing, your mind is creating, recording that new neuron pathway. Make sense? This is how it works. It's brilliant. Not a lot of people do that. And this is why people fail at those things, because they're not doing the two things at the same time. All right, so number 1 is dancing. Number 2 is breathing. Breathing. 2 minutes, 10 breaths in 2 minutes will actually turn off your nervous system that is a sympathetic nervous system that's responsible for stress, and turn on your parasympathetic system that's responsible for relaxation, which means that your body will completely change chemically and physically. Your brain will start thinking, I'm actually breathing like a relaxed and calm person, so I must become and relax. So as you do that, as you breathe, and with my clients, I have a special technique. We have an entire lesson based just on how to breathe properly. An entire lesson on that. An entire coaching session on that. It's crucial, right? So turn on your parasympathetic system, start breathing the right way, calm down. Your body's chemistry is gonna change, and you're gonna repeat those things in your head, and your brain is gonna register, create new neuron pathway. Okay? Number 2, cold shower. This thing is just amazing. I mean, it's amazing for your health, it's amazing for your skin, it's amazing for your limiting belief. Because imagine if you're standing in the shower, it was hot, right? And then you switch it to the cold, and what you say is, money flows to me effortlessly and easy. I am worthy, I'm deserving and capable. And your entire body's like, holy crap, right? It's gonna just like that change your reality. And it's just really 2 minutes, short shower works brilliantly. Let's go next. Manifestations. So with manifestations, it's the same thing. As you repeat those things, I am capable, I am valuable, money flows to me effortlessly, easily, right? All the things that I do in my life creates wealth and abundance. Every single action I do creates wealth and abundance. I am an amazing partner. I am happy, joyous, fulfilled person, entrepreneur, business owner, and professional, lawyer, athlete, whatever, right? As you do that, I want you to start embodying that feeling, right? So get those emotions in, get this excitement, happiness, joy. Repeat this until you feel ecstatic in your body, and only then will the new neuron pathway get created, right? Once you feel those things. So repeat it, and just really go and get this going in your body. Boom, done in under 2 minutes. Then a Superman or Superwoman stance. It's funny, it's been scientifically proven, right? So chest up, your solar plexus up, your hands here, and you're standing like this. Literally, if you stand like this for like a minute or 2, repeating those things, your body's chemistry is gonna change. It will change, right? So super easy. Just stand in the just stand with your chest up like this, up your chin up, stand like this, and repeat those affirmations in. Then visualizations, same thing. With the visualizations, it's very similar to manifestations. The only difference with that is that you are going to visualize. Close your eyes, get into that version. I am capable, worthy, and fulfilled, and deserving. How does it feel to be that person? Like step into that body. See, hear, feel, taste, smell, all those experiences. Like your body will feel absolutely amazing. There's another session that I do with my clients. It's called mental rehearsal. The entire session, we just go and dive into their best version of themselves. They walk away thunderstruck of how amazing it feels. So visualization is your number 6. Number 7, screaming. If you're annoyed, if you are frustrated, if you're not motivated, go take a pillow, not the one that you sleep in, and scream, yell loudly, ah! Right? Yell, scream in that pillow. Well, nobody's watching. Oh, when they do, who cares, right? Get this thing out. Get your body to switch chemically, to switch physically, repeating those things, ah! right? I'm amazing, I'm fulfilled, I'm worthy, money flows to me freely and easily, I'm a great partner, I'm happy and joyous, right? And in the pillow. So that's number 7. Number 8, beating your chest. Don't think I'm crazy. That's also changing you physically, right? So like a King Kong type of a thing. I am amazing, right? I swear to God, I'm just talking about this and I'm like all fired up already, right? So do that type of a thing, the chest breathing type of a thing, repeating those things, and it's gonna change your chemistry. Number 9, we're almost done here. Good old exercise. Do some kind of high intensity exercise. It actually has been proven that, especially for women, you only need about 3 minutes a day to just so that you can get into that state, right? So do like high, like high knees jumping or squats or some kind of burpees within 2 minutes. Do 10 minutes of 2 minutes of burpees. You're gonna be sweating your ass. That's how you're gonna be. Your chemistry and physiology is definitely gonna change, right? Do the purpose and think about those things that you wanna think. Okay, and number 10 is music. Number 10 is music. So pop in that song, that boom, 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 boom. Not the mellow thing, you guys. Like sometimes my clients don't get it when they're like, okay, I created this playlist and there's like some kind of like, na, 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 like this mellow, like no, not that kind of a thing. Fired up song that's just gonna like just wake a dragon without you, give you the tiger energy, right? Blast it, listen it for like 2-3 minutes, right? Just do that on a repeat. Do it as you do things and you're gonna get fired up. You're gonna end up changing those neuron pathways, creating the new ones, and getting to a place you're like, of course I'm gonna freaking do this. Of course I'm gonna sit down and do that. Of course I'm gonna reach my goals. And you're gonna focus on the important things. And guess what? Instead of it taking you 3 hours to complete one task, it's gonna take you 30 to 40 minutes to complete it. Why? Because you're so fired up, your brain thinking differently, your brain is like, let's go, let's do it, and you're gonna go and end up doing it super fast, super simple, amazing. Okay, that was it. That's all my 10 tips. How can you apply it to your business or to your life? Super simple. What fires you up? Out of these 10 things, what's the most enjoyable? For me, it's dancing. I can dance any day long. I dance every day, every morning. Dance every morning, do my vision every single morning. I do the breathe. I actually do all of them. I do all of them. But if it was like a non-negotiable, like one thing, what would that be? That would be dancing. So find that non-negotiable. Find out one thing that you can repeat every single day in your business, in your home, that's gonna take you 2 minutes, and you're gonna do that. For some of my clients, it's breathing. One of my clients just consistently breathes. Consistently, like 10 times a day. She goes into this 2-minute breathing. Somebody's just really great with visualization and they repeat the mental rehearsal that I do for them, right? They repeat that thing every single day in the morning. For some it's singing, for some it's dancing, for some it's cold shower. It's different. What is the most enjoyable thing to you? Choose the easy path. Choose the most enjoyable thing and then go do it. That's the most important part. So having said that, let me just repeat one more time that if you don't know what your limiting beliefs are, if you don't know what other areas of your life is struggling, if you don't know your big why, then even if you have those 10, they're not going to work for you. They just won't. Why? Because first and foremost, you're repeating as you're changing your neuron pathways, you're repeating your goals and repeating your motivation. And if they're not there or they're not as strong, it's going to be absolutely pointless. Moreover, if underlying limiting belief is I'm not really worthy, I'm not really deserving, I'm not really good, experienced enough, right? Or money is a hard work, money requires hard work, or money is dirty, right? Or only evil, money is evil, bad people is earning a lot of money, right? I'm not really enough. Who am I to do this? Something is wrong with me. I don't have the right to exist in this world and whatnot. Remember about the roots. If you have, those roots are rotten, if those roots are weak, your tree is not gonna flourish fast and effortlessly. It's going to be a struggle every single day. So having said that, if you are that person, an entrepreneur, a business owner, a professional who's fired up and who wants to finally experience those things, who wants to finally feel like you are absolutely worthy and deserving, who wants to finally experience the business flourishing while your life is flourishing at the same time, easy, effortlessly, like it's actually doable, right? So you can fulfill everything that you want to fulfill, so you can feel confident and free and joyous and happy and have the tiger energy and like kill it with your productivity, reach your goals on a daily basis, feel effortless, get a whole bunch of clients, besides, get paid top money for what it is that you do, while not sacrificing and struggling in your other areas of life, not sacrificing your other areas of life and not struggling in other areas of life, having a fantastic relationship, having a great body and a great health, right? Being connected with yourself, knowing that you can have fun, you can be happy, you can be fulfilled, you can be free on a daily basis.